In this video, I'm going to be sharing a few of my favorite ways to eat squash, and I'm also going to show you how much food I could get from only using half of my harvest. So you can see here the Mexican zucchini plant is kind of taking over the peppers that are in this raised bed. So I'm just gonna prune these back and then also harvest some of the Mexican zucchini so that I can make something to eat with it. I'm gonna try to see if I can get these two plants to lean back against the trellis, but I think I'm gonna try harvesting these first. I just need to go grab my basket. Oh yeah. There's one. This big one. There are a lot of ways that I like to eat homegrown zucchini, and in this video I'm just going to share some of my top favorite things that I like to eat using it. So to start off, I'm just going to go ahead and get them cut into large cubes. You could really cut this down to any size that you like, but when I'm baking these, I kind of like to have them at a big size. Because I don't like them to get too soggy, and I like to cook them with still a little bit of a crunch. That's just the way that I prefer it. What I love about the side dishes that I'm going to be showing you in this video are that they're really easy to make, and it's only 3 ingredients. It's just going to be the squash, and you could use any type of squash. Here I'm using a Mexican squash, and sometimes if I don't have Mexican squash, I'll go to the store and I could buy the yellow squash or a regular squash and use the same 3 ingredients, which is just the squash, an onion, and some dill weed. And those 3 things together taste amazing, to me anyway, but I think it's something that you should try if you haven't tried it yet. So what I did here was just cut down an onion to kind of the same sizes as the squash. And off video, I realized that I needed a little bit more onion, so I cut another onion. So for this recipe, it's 2 large squash, 2 onions, and then some salt and pepper to taste, and the dill weed. And I also used a pretty good amount of olive oil, and I'm just gonna go ahead and massage it all together and make sure that everything is well coated. And then I'm gonna put all of that into the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm gonna cook it just until it's at the consistency that I like it, which is, I mean, cooked through, but still with a little bit of a crunch. There have been some times in the past where I've overcooked the squash and it doesn't keep well when I put it in the refrigerator, either to be reheated or to be eaten cold. So what I learned is that cutting them into bigger chunks will ensure that, I mean, as long as I don't cook it for too long, that it'll still have a crunch to it and it won't be that soggy. One thing I like about this is that I could make many different things with this side dish. I could either eat it with a steak or any type of protein, and then have the squash on the side. Or I could use it in a salad like the one that I'm making here. I don't know if it's a salad. I call it a salad, but it's basically just vegetables of your choice, some garbanzo beans and some quinoa mixed in all together, and things like this could last me a couple days worth of lunch with no protein, just eating the salad as it is. And a lot of times I like to eat it cold, so I love having it in the summer. And as I've mentioned in past videos, I am a blue collar worker, so a lot of the times most of the times I am packing my own lunch, and I don't usually have time to make lunch every single day, so I love to prepare healthy things that still have carbs in them, but that will keep me fueled for a 12-hour shift. So this is something that I like to make with it, you know, just to have some vegetables that are baked and then mixed into a salad. Here I'm adding some feta. Usually with the salad though, I like to add goat cheese, and in this salad it came out pretty good. But I think I'm just gonna stick with the goat cheese, and I recommend you trying it with the goat cheese. I mean, if you love feta more, then you can do that, or just experiment with different cheeses, but that's how I like to eat it. So here I'm just gonna put some of it into a container and put it into a refrigerator so that I could have it as a side, either with an egg omelet in the morning or with a steak or with a chicken breast. And then I'm also gonna go ahead and put maybe about a quarter of it into this freezer Ziploc bag. It's like a reusable bag, because I want to experiment with it as it maybe in a soup, maybe in a tomato soup, and just flavor it. So that might be set aside for another video, and I'm really excited to try that. And those are two of the options. Here is how I'm eating the quinoa salad with the vegetables and a little bit of avocado. This is typically how I like to eat my lunches when I go to work. I just pack them like this, pack it cold and keep it cold, and then, you know, for lunch I'll just eat it and it'll keep me good for the whole day. And lastly, here's the squash with my omelet. I just wanted to share a little update. It's been about 2 days since I cleared out this bed of the leaves and trellised it up against this wall here, and this is the progress. It's already growing massive new leaves and a really big new squash here. Well, it's not new, but the squash grow really fast. And now the rest of the plants have room to breathe. And we do have to have this chicken wire fencing on because we have a cat and a rabbit. So those don't really go hand in hand with having a garden. And then here's an update from the last video I did where I cleaned out this raised bed, and you could already see how much better the cucumber plant is doing. It's a lot greener, there's new growth. So I think the combination of the new soil and cleaning up the dead leaves off of the plant and the fertilizer, it looks like it's coming back to life. These flowers are so pretty. I kind of like the way they look in there, but I don't want them to live in there, so I think I will just make in the back there a flower bed box. Maybe tomorrow, I don't know, see how I feel.